Hi, I'm Martin Warwick. We are at the Small Cells World Summit 2014 here in Docklands XL in London, and I'm talking with Mike Schabel, who is the VP of the Small Cells Wireless Division at Alcatel-Lucent. To start with, how are telcos leveraging their existing backhaul capabilities?
Wireless operators are typically the ones that are deploying small cell type networks because they own the spectrum. When they are a converged operator, for example, they have their own wireline services, I have found that they're as much as they possibly can trying to leverage their fiber footprint or their GPON or their DSL footprint or their cable footprint to start, but also being very open to alternative backhaul solutions to complement what they can do. Because I think what we've realized is that they may have a residential type footprint, but they may not have the fiber runs in dense urban areas where they want to, for example, deploy small cells. So what I'm finding is that every operator that's out there that's focused on small cell deployment is looking at all possible technologies, their own alternative solutions, which may be cable, for example, and in fact wireless-based solutions for short-haul backhaul.
We're seeing this massive increase in data traffic globally. What new solutions are being introduced to cope with that?
There's some interesting activities going on. So number one, we've introduced vectoring over DSL recently, which is extending the life of copper. I think we're getting a heck of a lot more capacity out of copper than we ever thought we'd be able to do. It's really quite incredible to see. So we're getting more life out of that. We're seeing extensive use of the GPON network now for providing access to these small cell solutions. And in fact, what we're seeing is convergence of the location of small cells with the aggregation points that one would see in these types of backhaul networks, for example, a DSLAM. So now all of a sudden when you see a DSLAM or a cable aggregation point, it's an ideal place oftentimes to put the small cell. It has power in it, but it also has a converged trunk back into the core network that we can piggyback off of. We've also seen a lot of innovation in the wireless side, especially the non-line of sight microwave type solutions, which are coming to bear. And I think as we continue down the path, we'll see more work being done on how to do rapid deployment of non-line of sight based microwave solutions to backhaul small cells when a fiber-based activity isn't, or a fiber-based facility isn't available.
And how can backhaul be used to increase speed and reliability to wireless customers?
You can't build wireless without backhaul. It's very simple. That backhaul may be a relay type backhaul over a wireless. It may be a fixed backhaul over a fiber or a copper-based facility. But we can't deliver high-speed front public access without a high-speed backhaul. It's fundamental. It's a balance, and we have to balance both sides. So wireless will drive backhaul deployments for sure.
What do you think are the specific backhaul needs of small cells, and do you think that Wi-Fi can ever be a practical solution?
I think when it comes to small cells, I find that the decisions around backhaul are being driven by what the 5-year outlook will be for that particular access point. Because what operators don't want to do is have to come back and rip up a street if needed to redeploy an architecture. So the long road is being taken with respect to building in the capacity for that backhaul, recognizing that each access point, once you have a pole, may end up serving multiple operators and multiple generations of access in the future. So high-speed performance is the key. Can Wi-Fi be used? Well, the reality is today it is being used. I would say it's being used in a short-term environment to get rapid early deployment from a wireless perspective, recognizing that we may have to come back and put a high-speed link in there overall. We also have to recognize that as we move forward with a LTE-based solution, and in particular voice over LTE with some of its design constraints on backhaul performance, Wi-Fi will start to run into limitations, and so as would other types of backhaul solutions that are a little bit designed for, let's say, earlier generations of voice. We'll see that maybe be used in short-term applications, but I think long-term we're going to be trying to build broad, big pipes to field those small cell solutions.
Mike Schabel, thank you.
Thank you.